Hello, it's Grandma Ray. I love children, I love books, and I especially love reading books to children. In this video, I am reading and recommending An Amish Christmas. This was written by Richard Ammon, and the illustrations or pictures are by Pamela Patrick. Here we go. And I will warn you, there are some Pennsylvania Dutch German words in this, and I might not pronounce them correctly, but I'll do my best. Here we go. My little sister Rachel and I walk down the lane between the fields just like most mornings. But today is special. It's Christmas Eve, and today we have our Christmas program at school. When we see Sugar Maple School at the end of the lane, Rachel runs ahead to join a group of girls who play hide and seek. As I reach the schoolyard, my friend Ike tosses me a ball, and the other boys scatter. I guess I'm it. Do you like to play games with your friends? That's what they do when they get to school, before the school day starts. Soon Anna, our teacher, rings the bell, and we all tramp inside. I hang my black hat and coat on hooks to the right of the door. Rachel and the girls hang their black coats, shawls, and blue bonnets on the hooks to the left. We put our lunch boxes on the shelves above our coats. Anna has built a roaring fire in the stove so the room feels toasty warm. Then she takes attendance. One by one, all 32 of us in 8 grades answer, "Present." After Anna reads from the Bible, we file to the front of the room to sing "Joy to the World," instead of our usual favorite, "This Land is Your Land." Back in our seats, we scholars have trouble keeping our minds on our schoolwork. Oh, do you have trouble sometimes when it's a special day, keeping your mind on what you're supposed to do? Oh, it can be hard. On most days, we play outside after lunch, but today we stay in to get ready. Ike and I string a cord from the east windows to a hook above the chalkboards. Over it, we drape a sheet for a curtain. Rachel and Katie hang letters spelling "Merry Christmas" across the front of the room. Danny and John set out folding chairs and benches for visitors who will soon be coming. All week, Lydia and Melinda have been drawing Christmas scenes with colored chalk on the blackboard. In the center, the girls write "Merry Christmas to all" around a picture of a candle. So looky there, you can see the picture of the candle, and they've written "Merry Christmas to all" over the top of that. That looks like a nice decoration for Christmas. Shortly after noon, some gray buggies drive into the schoolyard. In come the visitors. Ma'am, Gross Dottie, and Gross Mommy, my older sister Fanny, other mothers and fathers, babies, and a few English friends who were especially invited. Anna taps the little bell on her desk, and we quickly take our seats. The room becomes quiet. Without prompting, Rachel goes to the front of the room and begins to recite a poem. "Baby Jesus went to sleep." After saying the last line, she looks at Anna, who smiles. Relieved, Rachel returns to her seat to enjoy the rest of the program. I'm not familiar with that poem. I'll have to look that poem up. That sounds like an interesting poem. We grow up speaking Pennsylvania Dutch, a dialect in German, but in school we speak only English. Just this one time, Anna lets us perform a funny play in Pennsylvania Dutch about a wife who loses the train tickets for a family trip. We laugh when she takes out her handkerchief and the tickets flutter to the floor. After the first grade recites poems and older scholars perform another skit, the program closes with singing. Ike's mother sings the first notes of "Silent Night," and everyone joins in. When we finish, someone else begins another carol. Do you like singing Christmas carols? I really like Christmas carols. After the singing, we give each other gifts. I give a pen that writes in 6 colors to Sadie. Then Ike places a present on my desk. It's a new Western paperback. "Danke." "Thank you," I say. Anna has an orange and a candy cane filled with candy for each of us. I say thank you, Anna, and hand her my gift, some pink writing paper and envelopes. Today, Rachel and I do not have to walk home. We climb into our gray buggy, and as Ma'am gives the lines a snap, I call to Ike, Glick, Schalik, Grishtag, a most blessed Christmas. Ike answers, Snemlik, Zudik, same to you. I hope I will see Ike on Christmas Day or the day after, the second day of Christmas. Looky there. They're riding home in their gray buggy that's pulled by a horse. On a farm, Christmas Eve is just like any other day. Ma'am serves supper at about 4 o'clock before chores. It's dark when Rachel runs off to feed the chickens. I help Fanny and our brother Jake with the milking. As I feed the cows, I hum the friendly beasts. After cleaning up, I sample some Christmas cookies. During the past week, the women met every afternoon in each other's kitchens to bake batches of cookies. Sugar cookies cut in different shapes, sand tarts, chocolate chip cookies. Fanny helped, and when the women came to our house, Rachel got to lick the spoons. Before going to bed, I look out my bedroom window. Sisem Shnia, it's snowing, I cry. Rachel rushes to the window to look too. What a perfect Christmas. Does it snow where you are on Christmas? Sometimes it snows here where I live on Christmas. I like a white Christmas. At 5 o'clock on Christmas morning, I hop out of bed and get dressed and go downstairs. But it is not to see what's under the Christmas tree. We don't have a Christmas tree or any other decorations in our homes. Christmas morning is like any other morning for an Amish farmer. The cows must be milked, the animals must be fed. But I'm first out the door because I want to shovel the path to the barn. Not everybody likes to shovel snow. Actually, at my house, my husband doesn't shovel the snow. He usually pushes it across the driveway with a broom. As I wash up after milking, I can smell bacon sizzling. Breakfast isn't ready yet. Instead, presents are piled on the kitchen table. In the spirit of the 3 wise men, Amish people exchange gifts. Dat hands me a large shoebox wrapped in bright green paper. I rip it open. Inside is a pair of used hockey skates. Off come my shoes as I try them on. If they're too big, wear an extra pair of socks, Dat says. They feel so good I decide to keep them on a while. I can't wait to get to the pond. Jake inspects his new pocket knife. He has fun pulling out all the little gadgets and small tools. Fanny unwraps pretty paper to find a black pocketbook just like Ma'am's. Rachel waits impatiently, but the table is empty except for Ma'am's gift. Did Dat and Ma'am forget her? Just then, Dat goes to the sofa and lifts something big and round from under it. This should make you smile, he says. Danke, she says, and glows, seeing her new snow saucer. Dat gives Ma'am a big roaster pan. She gives him a new wallet. We give Dat a book of our family's genealogy, and Ma'am a small wooden wall rack with a little mirror and a holder for a kerosene lamp. Here's some bacon and eggs sizzling. In Amish homes, they don't have electricity, and so they use lamps, like kerosene lamps, for light in the evening. Before noon, Dat hitches Roy to the buggy, and we drive over to Uncle Steve's place for Christmas dinner. Several buggies are already parked nearby. My cousins must be here. I quickly unhitch Roy and lead him to the barn. The regular kitchen table is now twice its normal size and is filled with bowls of many different vegetables. Aunt Lizzie sets the steaming roasted turkey in the middle. Come esse, come eat, she says. Jake and I find places with the men on one side of the table. Fanny sits with the women on the other side. Rachel and the younger children sit at small tables beyond the kitchen. After a moment of silent prayer, the men start passing one plate after another while mothers help the children. Couldn't remember there for a moment what it said. So here they are sitting, and when Amish gather, they tend to, the men sit with the men and the women sit with the women. That's how they tend to do. After dinner, my cousins and I race to the pond where the boys set up a hockey game. I can really go fast in my skates. Rachel takes off down the hill on her new snow saucer. Ma'am and Dad stay inside and visit with the grown-ups. Late in the afternoon, we return home to milk the cows. That evening, Jake hitches his horse to his open buggy. He is driving over to Johnny Kaufman's place, where the teenagers are getting together for a singing. I've settled in a chair near the wood stove with my new book when there is a knock at the door. English neighbors stop by with a tin of Christmas cookies. Everyone sits around talking, sharing stories, laughing, and eating cookies. Fanny takes out her harmonica and begins to play Away in the Manger, and soon everyone is singing. English is what the Amish call anybody who's not Amish. So I would be English to them. The second day of Christmas begins the same way as always, with chores. Milking, collecting eggs, and feeding the animals. Afterwards, I finally get to read my new book. Sis Witter am Schnee. It's snowing again, Dat says, looking out the window. Later, I help Dat hitch Roy to the sleigh. The family climbs in. Dat gives the lines a jingle, and across the fields we go. Rachel giggles as the blowing snow tickles her face. When we arrive at Uncle Amos's place, Gross Dottie and Gross Mommy come to the kitchen from their attached house to greet us. Gross Mommy gives us each a bag of homemade candy. I eat my favorite chocolate-covered pretzels first, but Rachel likes the chocolate-covered peanut butter balls best. Which would you like best, chocolate-covered pretzels or chocolate-covered peanut butter balls? That'd be hard for me to choose. I like them both. We can't wait to go outside. Jake and cousin Ike help me build a fort. We're not quite finished when a snowball knocks off my hat. It's my cousin Omar. Suddenly, it's a free-for-all with snowballs whizzing in every direction. Fanny, Rachel, and cousin Emma make a snowman. On its head, they place an old straw hat and give him a beard of straw. That evening, I find the place in my new book where I left off. The warm fire in the stove and a full day of playing in the cold catch up with me, and I struggle off to bed with heavy eyes. Among the Amish, if a man is married, he has a beard. If he's not married, he doesn't have a beard. And so that must have been a married snowman. Unlike English people, we Amish return to school between Christmas and New Year, so we can get out of school early in the spring to help with plowing. So the next morning, after milking, Rachel and I walk to school. In one hand, we each carry our lunch pails. I pull my sled with the other hand, and Rachel drags her snow saucer. At school, the boys and I coast down our long, fast, bumpy trail. Our black hats sail off like frisbees. Rachel and the girls, on their sleds and snow saucers, slide down a not-so-daring hill. So in this case, the boys go down the steep, bumpy hill. That evening, after our chores, many of the scholars of Sugar Maple School hurry to Uncle Steve's pond. There we build a big bonfire and skate until we can hardly stand. Do you like to ice skate? Have you ever been ice skating? I can't ice skate. I have a terrible time. I can roller skate, but I can't ice skate. Rachel and I walk home through the snow-covered cornfield. At the crest of the hill, I pause and gave up at the starry winter sky, knowing this is the same sky that looked down upon baby Jesus, knowing too that this has been the best Christmas ever. Oh, isn't that wonderful? That sounds like it was a very good Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this book. If your grown-ups want more information about it, they'll find that in the show notes. I hope you'll join me again sometime. Bye-bye.